Think you need to spend a fortune to have a garden bursting with color all season long? Think again. I'm about to reveal 7 incredibly cheap annual flowers that will bloom non-stop from spring until frost and cost you pennies per plant. And flower number 4? You can grow hundreds of plants from a single $3 seed packet. Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create a stunning, colorful garden on an absolutely tiny budget. Before we dive into these budget-friendly beauties, if you're tired of overspending on plants and want to learn how to garden smart without breaking the bank, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our money-saving gardening hacks. And if you love the idea of maximum color for minimum cost, show some love by hitting that like button right now. It really helps us spread these tips to more gardeners on a budget. All right, let's jump right in. Here are 7 low-cost annuals that will give you incredible color all season long without destroying your budget. Let's talk about the reality of buying bedding plants at garden centers. You walk in, you see gorgeous flowers already blooming in their little pots, and you load up your cart. Then you get to the register, and suddenly, you're spending $50, $75, even $100 or more for enough plants to fill just one small bed. It's shocking how quickly the costs add up when you're paying $3 to $5 per plant or more. But here's what the big garden centers don't want you to know. There are incredibly beautiful, long-blooming annual flowers that cost almost nothing if you know what to buy and how to grow them. I'm talking about plants you can start from seed for literal pennies per plant, or budget-friendly bedding plants that cost a fraction of the fancy varieties but perform just as well or even better. The flowers I'm sharing today are specifically chosen because they check every box for budget gardening. They're either incredibly cheap to buy as bedding plants, easy to grow from inexpensive seed packets, or they self-seed and come back year after year on their own. They all bloom continuously from late spring or early summer until the first hard frost, giving you months and months of color. They're low maintenance and forgiving, so you won't waste money replacing plants that die. And most importantly, they're prolific bloomers that give you massive impact for minimal investment. Whether you're a renter who can't invest in expensive perennials, a new homeowner trying to landscape on a shoestring budget, someone who just loves getting maximum value for their money, or you're working with containers and want affordable color, these 7 annuals are your answer. Let's get started and I'll show you exactly how to have a spectacular garden without spending a fortune. Number 1. Marigolds, especially the French marigold varieties. Marigolds are hands down one of the best budget flowers you can possibly grow. You can buy a 6-pack of marigold plants at big box stores for literally $2 to $3, sometimes even less on sale. Or you can buy a seed packet for about $2 that contains 75 to 100 seeds, which works out to about 2 cents per plant if you start them yourself. Here's why marigolds are perfect for tiny budgets. They're absolute workhorses that bloom continuously from the moment you plant them until frost kills them in fall. We're talking 4 to 5 months of non-stop flowers with zero effort. French marigolds stay compact at 6 to 12 inches tall and come in vibrant yellows, oranges, reds, and bicolors that practically glow in the garden. The key benefit is foolproof success for beginners combined with incredible value. Marigolds are virtually impossible to kill. They thrive in full sun, tolerate heat and drought once established, have no serious pest problems, and actually repel some garden pests like aphids and whiteflies. They also self-seed readily, so if you let some flowers go to seed at the end of the season, you'll get free volunteer plants the following year. I've had marigold beds that reseeded themselves for 5 years straight without me planting a single new seed. One caution: marigolds have a distinctive scent that some people love and others find unpleasant. The foliage and stems smell strongly when you brush against them or deadhead flowers. Personally, I don't mind it, but be aware if you're planting near seeding areas. Also, while marigolds are drought tolerant, they bloom more profusely with regular watering. Deadheading spent flowers encourages more blooms, though they'll still flower without it. Plant marigolds in full sun for best performance, at least 6 hours of direct light. They tolerate poor soil and don't need fertilizer, which saves even more money. Start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost, or direct sow after frost danger passes. They germinate in just 5 to 7 days. Number 2, zinnias, particularly the cut and come again or Zinnia elegans varieties. Zinnias are another incredibly budget-friendly annual that delivers massive color impact. A large seed packet with 200 plus seeds costs about $3, making each plant cost less than 2 cents. Even if you buy bedding plants, zinnias are typically very affordable because they grow so easily that nurseries can produce them cheaply. Here's what makes zinnias exceptional for budget gardening. They grow incredibly fast from seed, blooming in just 60 to 70 days from sowing, and they produce an absolutely massive amount of flowers. A single zinnia plant can produce 30, 40, even 50 or more blooms over the course of the season. They come in every color except blue, and the flowers range from small button types to dinner plate-sized blooms. The key benefit is cut and come again production that keeps giving all season long. The more you cut zinnia flowers, the more the plant produces. This means you can fill your garden beds with color and have endless fresh bouquets for inside your house without spending money on grocery store flowers. Zinnias are also butterfly magnets. They attract monarchs, swallowtails, painted ladies, and dozens of other butterfly species, giving you free wildlife entertainment. Important caution: zinnias are susceptible to powdery mildew, especially in humid climates or when planted too close together. To minimize this, choose mildew-resistant varieties like Profusion or Zahara series. Space plants for good air circulation and water at soil level rather than overhead. The good news is, powdery mildew is mostly cosmetic and doesn't usually kill the plants or stop flowering. Zinnias need full sun, at least 6 to 8 hours of direct light. In shade, they get leggy and don't bloom well. They're heat-loving plants that actually perform better in hot weather. Start seeds indoors 4 to 6 weeks before last frost or direct sow after frost danger. They germinate in 5 to 7 days and grow fast. Pinch out the growing tip when plants are 8 to 10 inches tall to encourage bushier growth and more flowers. Number 3, petunias, especially the wave or supertunia spreading varieties. Now, you might be thinking petunias are expensive because you see those fancy hanging baskets at garden centers for $25 or $30 each. But here's the secret. You can buy a single 4-inch pot of spreading petunia for $3 to $5, and within 8 to 10 weeks, that one plant will spread to fill a 12-inch hanging basket or cover 2 to 3 feet of garden space. The math works out to pennies per square foot of coverage. Here's why petunias are incredible value flowers. The spreading types are absolute monsters that grow fast and bloom continuously without deadheading. Wave petunias were specifically bred to be self-cleaning, meaning spent flowers drop off on their own and the plant just keeps producing more and more blooms. You get solid carpets of color from late spring until frost with zero maintenance. The key benefit is huge coverage from minimal plants combined with month after month of nonstop flowers. Petunias come in almost every color imaginable, including stunning combinations and patterns. They're perfect for containers, hanging baskets, window boxes, or as ground cover in beds. They also have a light, pleasant fragrance, especially in the evening, which is a nice bonus. One caution: petunias are heavy feeders and heavy drinkers. They need regular fertilizing and consistent watering to perform their best. So factor in the cost of fertilizer when budgeting. Use a water-soluble fertilizer every 2 weeks or incorporate slow-release fertilizer at planting time. They also prefer full sun, at least 6 hours, though they'll tolerate some light afternoon shade. If petunias get leggy by midsummer, don't be afraid to cut them back by half. They'll regrow quickly and produce fresh blooms. Watch for budworms in some regions, small caterpillars that eat flower buds. If you see buds with holes or flowers that won't open, treat with BT organic caterpillar spray. Number 4, cosmos. Both Cosmos bipinnatus and Cosmos sulphureus. This is the plant I mentioned at the start, where you can grow hundreds of plants from a single $3 seed packet. Cosmos are ridiculously easy to grow from seed and incredibly cheap. A packet typically contains 100 to 200 seeds or more, and the germination rate is excellent, so you'll get tons of plants. Here's why Cosmos are perfect for budget gardening. They're a direct sow flower, meaning you don't even need to start them indoors. You just scatter seeds directly in the garden after your last frost, and they'll germinate within a week and bloom within 60 to 70 days. Cosmos also self-seed aggressively, so once you plant them 1 year, you'll likely have volunteer seedlings forever without buying more seeds. The key benefit is airy, delicate beauty combined with prolific blooming and nearly zero maintenance. Cosmos produce daisy-like flowers in pink, white, magenta, orange, yellow, and red on tall, feathery stems that sway gracefully in the breeze. They bloom continuously from midsummer until frost and attract butterflies, bees, and beneficial insects. They're also excellent cut flowers that last well in vases. Important caution: Cosmos can get tall. Some varieties reach 4 to 6 feet, so stake them if needed or plant them toward the back of beds. They also prefer lean, poor soil. In rich, over-fertilized soil, Cosmos produce lots of foliage but fewer flowers, so skip the fertilizer entirely. Cosmos are drought-tolerant once established and actually prefer to be on the dry side. Overwatering leads to weak, floppy growth. They need full sun for best blooming. Deadhead spent flowers to encourage more blooms and prevent excessive self-seeding, or leave them to go to seed if you want volunteers next year. Goldfinches love eating Cosmos seeds in fall, so leaving seed heads standing provides free bird entertainment. Number 5, Impatiens, particularly the common bedding types or sun patiens. Impatiens are the go-to annual for shade, and they're incredibly budget-friendly. You can find flats of Impatiens at big box stores for ridiculously cheap prices, sometimes as low as $8 to $10 for 18 plants. That works out to about 50 cents per plant, which is hard to beat. Here's what makes Impatiens exceptional value. They're one of the very few annuals that bloom prolifically in shade. Most flowering plants need sun, but Impatiens thrive in part shade to full shade and produce masses of colorful flowers all season long. A single flat of Impatiens can fill a large, shady bed with continuous color from late spring until frost. The key benefit is solving the shade problem cheaply and beautifully. If you have shady areas under trees, along north-facing walls, or in areas with limited sun, Impatiens are your answer. They come in every color except blue and bloom continuously without deadheading. They also work beautifully in containers and hanging baskets for shady porches and patios. Critical caution: traditional Impatiens are susceptible to downy mildew, a devastating disease that has wiped out Impatiens in many regions. If downy mildew is a problem in your area, choose sun Impatiens instead. Sun Impatiens are disease-resistant and actually tolerate more sun than traditional Impatiens, so they're more versatile. They cost a bit more, but are worth it for reliability. Impatiens need consistent moisture and will wilt dramatically if allowed to dry out, though they usually recover quickly with watering. They prefer rich, well-draining soil with added compost. Fertilize every 2 to 3 weeks with water-soluble fertilizer for maximum blooms. Traditional Impatiens need shade to part shade, while sun Impatiens handle part sun to part shade. Neither type tolerates full, all-day sun in hot climates. Number 6. Alyssum, also called sweet alyssum or Lobularia maritima. Alyssum is one of the most underrated budget annuals in gardening. You can buy a 4-inch pot for $2 or less, or grow it easily from seed. A $3 seed packet contains hundreds of tiny seeds, making the per-plant cost almost nothing. Here's why Alyssum is incredible value. It spreads quickly to fill space, blooming continuously from spring until frost, with zero deadheading required. Alyssum forms low carpets of tiny flowers, usually 4 to 8 inches tall, in white, pink, purple, or apricot. The flowers are honey-scented and attract beneficial insects like hoverflies and tiny parasitic wasps that help control aphids and other pests. The key benefit is using Alyssum as a living mulch and gap filler. Plant it between other annuals or perennials, along edges, in cracks of pavers, or let it spill over container edges. It fills spaces beautifully, suppresses weeds, and creates a soft, romantic look. Alyssum is also cool season tolerant, meaning it blooms in spring, sometimes slows in extreme summer heat, then rebounds in fall and keeps blooming until hard frost. One caution: Alyssum can self-seed aggressively and become weedy in some climates, particularly in mild areas. If you don't want volunteers everywhere, deadhead before seeds form, or be prepared to pull out unwanted seedlings. Alyssum prefers full sun to part shade and well-draining soil. It's quite drought-tolerant once established, though regular watering keeps it blooming more profusely. If Alyssum stops blooming in midsummer heat, shear it back by half, water well, and it'll regrow and rebloom in cooler fall weather. Direct sow seeds after last frost, or start indoors 6 to 8 weeks early. Seeds need light to germinate, so just press them onto the soil surface without covering. They germinate in 7 to 10 days. Number 7. Sunflowers, particularly the branching or multi-bloom varieties. Sunflowers might seem like they only give you one big flower per plant, but branching varieties produce dozens of blooms per plant all season long. A seed packet with 25 to 50 seeds costs about $3, making them incredibly cheap. Some varieties, like Autumn Beauty or Lemon Queen, are specifically bred to branch and produce multiple flowers. Here's why sunflowers are great for budget gardening. They grow incredibly fast from seed, often blooming in just 60 to 90 days from sowing. They're also nearly indestructible. Just stick seeds in the ground, give them some water, and they grow with almost zero care. Branching varieties produce 10 to 30 flowers per plant over several weeks, giving you continuous blooms for cutting or garden display. The key benefit is cheerful, bold flowers that make everyone smile, plus massive wildlife value. Sunflowers attract bees and butterflies while blooming, and in fall, the seed heads attract goldfinches, chickadees, nuthatches, and other songbirds. You can harvest seeds for yourself or leave them for the birds. Either way, you get incredible entertainment and value from a minimal investment. Important caution: sunflowers need full sun, at least 6 to 8 hours of direct light. In shade, they grow weak and floppy. They also prefer well-draining soil and can handle drought once established, though regular watering produces bigger blooms. Stake tall varieties if needed, especially in windy locations. Watch for birds eating seeds as they form. If you want to harvest seeds for yourself, cover developing seed heads with netting or cheesecloth to protect them. Sunflowers are heavy feeders, so amending soil with compost at planting time helps, though they'll grow in poor soil too. Direct sow seeds after last frost, planting them 1 inch deep. They germinate in 7 to 10 days. Succession plant every 2 weeks for continuous blooms throughout summer and fall. And there you have it, 7 incredibly affordable annual flowers that will give you non-stop color from spring until frost without destroying your budget. These are the plants that prove you don't need to spend a fortune to have a gorgeous, abundant garden. With smart plant choices and a little growing know-how, you can create stunning displays for just pennies per plant. Thanks so much for watching this money-saving guide. If this video showed you how to create a colorful garden on a tiny budget, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more money-saving gardening tips and tricks. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 7 budget annuals you're most excited to grow. Or share your own favorite cheap flowers that I didn't mention. And if you want to learn how to start seeds indoors to save even more money, check out the video I'm linking on your screen right now. I'll see you in the next one, and remember, beautiful gardens don't require big budgets. Happy planting!